Hello everyone, welcome to my art and cooking channel. Today we have a cooking video. I'm making a from scratch cream of mushroom soup that I'm going to use in a casserole. Here's the finished casserole. Of course, I also do the same exact recipe with celery if I don't have mushrooms on hand. And of course you could do this with bits of chicken to mimic those cans, those gelatinous cans that you buy in the store. And you know exactly what elements are going into it. So I'm taking some lovely cremini mushrooms here and I'm going to chop them up. Now you could do this if you don't like the texture of mushrooms, which I often don't, but I was in a hurry here. I love the taste of mushrooms, but if you want to chop them very fine or even puree them, you could do that. It's not going to matter, or puree the soup when you're done with it if you don't want bits. Because when you see my picture, mine's going to have probably chunkier than you would find in a can, of course. And so I've got it's about a 5-quart stock pot here, or not stock pot, but I like a, whatever pot, you can see it, in my flat whisk from Oxo, which I love. And I put some butter in there and just swirling that around, melting it, and then we're gonna just saute off our mushrooms. Of course, you could do that ahead of time. Same with the celery. Celery you actually don't need to really saute off, but it happens because you're making the roux. And in a perfect world, I would have done this in a separate pan, but it worked out. It worked out. Don't overthink things. I have to make almost everything from scratch because we have some autoimmune diseases that we have to, every ingredient has to be either grass-fed meat, butter. The flour you saw me pop in there was freshly milled flour. I save the extra bits when I make my bread and I keep it in the fridge, and then I use that for making roux and things and breadcrumbs. But not breadcrumbs. I don't know why I said bread. I don't know. I'm a little bit tired. Anyway, always a comic show here. Putting in some water. You could use chicken broth, veggie broth, whatever you have on hand. I didn't have any thawed out, so I just threw in some water. At my camera, I just wanted you to see the life of a YouTuber. My stand went down, so I bought a different stand, so we'll see if that worked out better, but my phone was too heavy. Glad my phone didn't break. Anyways, so basically you're making a roux here. So fat and flour, and then you're bringing that up, and here is where it's at here. Again, those mushrooms, you could easily puree that, no biggie at all. So very thin at this point still, and also gonna season it up here. So I've got some freshly cracked pepper. I've got my sea salt, not sea salt. I'm saying all sorts of weird, I don't know. You could use sea salt, kosher salt. I've got my red bin salt. I've got some garlic powder. I'm going to put in some onion powder and paprika. You can season this however you want. You can throw in some thyme. You can throw in rosemary, basil. It's all about flavor at this point in the stage. So the roux part of it is the method of bringing that up to a nice bubble, showing you that it's thickening there. As you see, it's holding on to my wooden spoon thingy. And again, I like to make this ahead and freeze them in like 1.5 cup container, kind of the equivalent of a can. And then I freeze those, but today I had to make it and use it right away for dinner. So it's a bit thinner, you'll see here in a moment, than what I normally would put in my casserole. I've got some sour cream / yogurt in here from Supernatural Kelowna. That is the one of the few cow milk things that my daughter can have. Got garlic powder, salt, pepper, probably onion powder. That's my side there. I've got some Azure Standard green beans. It was super quick tonight. I had to kind of make a lot of this up. So throwing that cream of mushroom soup in there. Again, this is thinner than I normally would use it in, but it worked fine. It thickened up as I cooked it. I had some cooked off chicken, and so I was just kind of shredding that up, if you will, and then putting that in there and then swirling that all about. So that's our, I guess, chicken casserole I guess it's kind of akin to like a poppy seed chicken type of thing, if you're familiar with that. But instead of butter crackers, I'm going to put some leftover freshly milled bread that I had. So I'm putting that in there. So it's thick enough. It was fine. But we were, again, like I'm saying, we were in a rush. Life happens. You have to kind of get the job done. So I've got my freshly milled crumbs that I just sort of quickly crumbed up. I put some olive oil and herbs and garlic in there, and that was tasty. It's like almost like crumbled up garlic bread, if you want to think about it that way. And I will leave links and recipe down below in the description, so make sure you click that show more. Also, you can hit like, share, and subscribe if you always want a good comic show. Don't know. I'm just going. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, another day. Let's do this. I don't know. I'm waiting for the trumpets, Lord. I've got some Pecorino Romano here, some goat cheese. Kind of, you could put Parmesan if that's what you have. But again, we have to use things that fit our diet that we have to have. So that's what I'm using. Shredded, you could put shredded cheddar on there. You could put all sorts of cheeses on there. That would be delicioso. So I'm showing you my little thing. I get that at Costco. It's a great price on that to get a big old hunk. You can see we're down. It's not going to win a beauty contest, right? It's casserole and beans, but hey, whatever. It was very tasty. And that's, to me, the biggest thing. It's taste first, but and health. And then come the looks. And when you're in a rush and you have to go out the door, we got the job done. So hopefully you'll try this out. But thanks so much.